We're waiting for a couple more. Hey, Devines, come on in. So today with the hair porosity test, I'm going to show you not only how to do the test, we're going to do it live today, like in color, but we are also going to, I'm going to show you, I'm going to demonstrate it, but I also drew it out for you as well. So I wrote the notes. Remember, as Devines, we take notes. So get your paper, get your pen. I have all of my notes in front of me. I am ready to go. So just be ready for that. Like I said, things on your to-get list. You're going to need a fresh piece of hair that is clean and dry, and then room temp water in a small cup, nothing big. I'll show you what I have. So I just took a shot glass. Of course, we had to do Chicago represent, okay? And I'll just turn it around this way so you can see it's just fresh, clean water, room temp, okay? It doesn't need to be a big jar. It doesn't need to be anything super deep or anything. It can be very, small. But it doesn't need to be shallow because we need to also figure out where it levels out in the water. So let's start talking about that as some more of our Devines start joining us. So if you are just joining in, we are doing a hair porosity test. A couple weeks ago, we talked about hair type. Do you remember that? You remember that? Maybe we should do like a little questionnaire and see how that happened. You guys know I'm a teacher, so let's see who remembers some of the stuff we talked about with hair type. So with hair type, there are 4 types and 3 classifications. Does anyone out there know what they are? Let's start throwing some stuff in the chat. Welcome. Come in. Make yourself comfortable. Yes. Ooh, I'm getting questions. Drop those in the question box if you're on Instagram, and if you are on Facebook, you can drop it in the chat. I want to make sure I do not miss it, okay? Because sometimes the chat will start flowing. So drop it in the little question box at the bottom. It's a little question card. Okay, so someone's throwing out some stuff. I see 3C, 4A. Okay, yeah. Now my hair type, yes, I believe I am in that bracket right there. So let's talk about hair types. How many? There are 4 types. You have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you have 3 classifications. So A, B, and C. Okay, so a quick cover of that is A is the loosest curl and C is the tightest curl. When it comes into the types and the numbers, 1 is straight, 2 is curly, 1 is straight, 2 is wavy, 3 is curly and coily, and 4 is like kinky. Okay, so that lets you know like hair type. So you ask someone, what is my hair type? And you're trying to figure that out. I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to let you know if your natural hair, when it is wet and dry, if it is straight, curly, wavy, kinky, whatever. And then also, what does your curl look like? Is it a tight curl? Is it a loose curl? Okay, that's hair type. When we start talking about hair porosity, we're talking about the moisture level in your hair. How does your hair react with moisture? That's going to help you decide what products to use. So if you are new to my live, if you do not know who I am, I also not only teach you how to do your hair, but I also style it for you. So I show you what to do in your appointments, in person and virtually. And I am also currently a Mielle Organics ambassador. So if you are in love with Mielle Organics, I can help you with this process so that you know what product to go buy. Okay? So I do have my coupon code. I have that for you. If you want it, I always post it every Tuesday. So I will drop that in there. If you want it right now, it is in the link in my bio. Absolutely. Okay? You can get that % right now. So let's talk about hair porosity and how that helps you with products. So hair porosity lets you know how your hair reacts with water. Does your hair reject water? Does it take it a while to really get soaking wet? Or does your hair receive water very easily and then just kicks it right out? Like, we don't want that. We're dry. We don't want that here. Or do you have a normal level where your hair, it takes the water, it holds on to it, it chills, it hangs out, and then it gets dry after a couple days and you just have to refresh it, okay? That kind of is like the cute way to think about hair porosity. However, it can be very frustrating. it can be very frustrating. So let me tell you what that even looks like and why do I say that. Me personally, I have low porosity hair. My hair does not like to accept water. It takes a while. And then once it's wet, it is just like water just everywhere. It's just dripping water everywhere because my hair hasn't received it yet. What I have to do is I have to do most of my conditioning and product application with heat. Doesn't mean a flat iron like now with my hair straight, but it does mean that I have to sit under a head dryer or I have to put a cap on and make sure that all the moisture in the product and the nutrients are going into my hair. Okay, I'm getting some other people out there. Me too. Yeah, I have the struggle too, sis. Thank you. Compliments, people are loving the background. So yes, this is my backdrop. And I absolutely love it. So we are currently in the Devine Drive Up studio. So feel free to send me messages or DMs. You can definitely join and come on in and get you one appointment as well. Hey, I see you there. With my hair and low porosity. So yes, when I am deep conditioning, I have to really use heat to penetrate my hair. So let's break it down and let me show you my notes. Okay? Thank you. Hair is laid. Okay, you know I try. This is my universal cut. Okay, the bounce is real. Yes. Okay, so I did a universal cut, if you guys remember. I call it a universal cut. Let's back up. I got a curly cut. Okay, and a curly cut is when you get your hair cut when it's curly. And I wanted a circle cut where my hair would sit in a circle when I have it in a fro. And so I took that curly cut and made it universal, meaning I can wear it curly or straight. A lot of times when you get a curly cut, your hair is uneven. And so I took my curly cut and made it layers and made it even. So now I have this nice bang in the front. And you can see it's nicely layered. So this is a universal cut. So if you ever get a curly cut, hit me up so we can get you even. So if you do decide to straighten your hair naturally, you can still be a natural and straighten your hair. You can get this cut where it doesn't look uneven and choppy. Okay? So that's a little side tip for today. But it kind of is going to flow into exactly what we're talking about because this is also with me straightening my hair. How is my hair going to bounce back when it's time to go back to curly? And part of that is porosity. So let me get out my notebook. Let me show you. Okay, so at the top I put hair type. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, you can. All right. Should I move out the way so y'all can make sure you get my logo with it? Okay, right, because I need my creds, sis. But first you see hair type at the top, and you see how I broke it down into 1, 2, 3, 4, ABC. But then let's look at hair porosity. So you see that little water cup I put there? Low is at the top, normal is in the middle, high is sinking at the bottom. Okay? Now, I have little notes at the bottom here that I'm going to read to you and let you know exactly what to do and how to solve this big issue. Because you probably are you're probably like, I'm struggling. I'm using products, this product works, this one doesn't. I like this, I don't like that. It's probably because you don't really know your porosity and then you're putting on products that don't really work with your hair. So, let's get started. Let's get into this, right? Remember, if you have questions, if you're on Facebook, you put in the chat. If you're on Instagram, put in the question card or in the box below so I don't miss it, okay? Alrighty, low porosity. Low porosity hair, let me make sure. There we go. I have my little pieces of hair up here, so I'm making sure I don't lose them. I probably have to grab some more. I have some on the side. All right. Low is going to float at the top. Normal is going to float in the middle of the water. And high is going to sink to the bottom of the glass. So if you want to do a porosity test on your hair today, I suggest you get the things for your to get list right now. Like, right now. Go grab it. Pull out a piece of hair from your head. Yes, I said a hair from your head because that's where it needs to come from. If your hair is clean, you have products in your hair, don't use it. try to use a clean piece of hair as you can, okay? Clean piece of hair that you can. And then it needs to be dry. It can't be wet. Let me tell you why it can't be wet. We're doing a porosity test. You need water. If your hair is already wet and you put it in there, it's going to sink, okay? Thank you so much. I've really been trying to keep my hair healthy, guys. I really have. The struggle is real. But it really is just work. I'm just putting in the work. Okay, so I have 2 pieces of hair here. And yes, this is very precise. This is very strategic, okay? I don't know if you all can see that. Because literally it's a piece of hair. I'm going to stretch it then. And then you can see how much hair I have. It's literally a piece of hair that's this long. Now, no, this is not a piece of my hair. I decided to do a client's hair today. And that is because she joined in on our hair type live a couple weeks ago. So her hair was 4C. Yeah, she had 4C hair. She did her hair type, and I said, we're going to do a hair porosity test. So I'm doing her hair porosity test right here on live, okay? And what we're going to do is take this clean, dry piece of hair, and we're going to drop it in the water. You can probably wait maybe 3 seconds. After that, that is where your hair is. You can't let it just soak in there because it's a porosity test. We're trying to see what happens when the water hits your hair. Okay, so for this Devine, I'm making sure it's not on the walls of the water glass. It has to be in the middle as much as it can because you don't want the walls of the glass stopping the hair from floating or doing what it wants to do naturally, okay? This piece of hair is floating on the top. Okay, Facebook, you guys can see it. It's right there. Instagram, let's see if you guys can see that piece of hair in there. There it is. It's right there. Let me make sure it's not on the wall. It's right there. Floating right at the top. Okay? So, let's see what you guys think. This hair is floating right at the top. What type of hair porosity is this? Does the temp of the water matter? Yes, it does. The goal is to have room temp water. If you don't have room temp water, then try to mix the water and make it like not cold, not hot, but like right in the middle as much as you can. Because what that's going to do is if it's cold water, it may cause the hair to shrivel up and it may not move. And if it's hot, it may expand it, so it may cause it to sink. So you don't want the temperature of the water to change the results of your test. Okay? Hey, Devines, come on in. We're doing the porosity test. We're doing it live right now. I did a Devine's test. Hers is floating at the top, so that means it is low. Yes. Thank you. B. Peddleton, thank you. Yes. And Star Walton, yes. So low. Low is the porosity of this Devine's hair. It's still floating, so she is low for real. Okay? Now, if I left this piece of hair in there for a couple minutes, it probably eventually will sink. But that means that it takes her time for her hair to receive moisture. So let's talk about what we need to do to fix this, right? What do we need to do? Because it's not that it's an issue. It's not that it's a problem. But you do want your products to last longer. You do want your styles to last longer. So let's figure out some results and like solutions for this. With low porosity, it means that your cuticle is tight. So the cuticle, the follicle where your hair comes from, is very tight around the hair. So it's like this, holding on to the hair. It doesn't want it to do anything. And you know what? You'll be surprised. It's not necessarily that it needs protein. That's actually high porosity. With low porosity, you have a decent amount of protein. You could probably do protein treatments monthly, but you don't need to do them weekly. Your real issue is moisture. Your hair never receives the moisture because it hasn't released the hair follicle. It hasn't loosened up, okay? Yes, I did, Devine. I did. I silk pressed, blowed out my hair. So, yes. And I did it in a natural way. So, I did not burn my hair. But, yes. Thank you. So, with that low porosity, it's not releasing the hair. It's so tight. So what you have to do is after you wash your hair, you want to wash it with warm, almost hot water because you need to relax the cuticles and the follicles. Then, when it's time to deep condition, oh, trust me, sis, you need to deep condition weekly. I paused because I wanted you to not miss that. You need to deep condition weekly, okay? It took me a minute to figure that out. I struggled with it, but I figured I put it in my routine. If my hair was wet and I was washing it, I had no choice. I had to deep condition. That's just what I have to do. I also found out with my eczema, I have it in my scalp, and I was always struggling with having an itchy scalp. I still do. I have to do hot oil treatments as well. So what I started doing was wash, deep condition, hot oil, and then do whatever style I want to do. So if that's something you suffer from as well, we could talk about dandruff and itchy scalp on another Tutorial Tuesday. I am totally down for that because it is serious and it is annoying. It's bothersome. You got flakes everywhere. We could talk about that, okay? But the purpose of today is with the hair porosity, with low porosity. You have to deep condition not only weekly, but with heat. You need a hair cap or like sometimes they have the new steam caps that are like felt on the inside. You warm them up in the microwave and then put it on your head. I heard it feels so good. So you need to do it with heat, at least 15 to 30 minutes. Depending on your low porosity, like this Devine's hair is still floating, she probably needs to do her deep condition with heat for 45 minutes to an hour to allow that hair time to receive that moisture, okay? Let's transition a little bit. Oh wait, before we leave, talk about that. Your products sit on your hair. With low porosity, products just sit on your hair because your hair is not opening and receiving the moisture from them. That was another good tip I wanted to make sure I didn't miss. Normal porosity, so we're moving into the middle of the water. If it floats, it means your hair is receiving that water. It's able to hold it but not suck all the water up. It's able to just float and coast. With that normal porosity, what that allows you to do, your hair will receive moisture perfectly fine. Your curls are more defined. They're more coming together. You don't really get split ends a lot. The products can penetrate in your scalp. You don't really have that like too much of an itchy scalp, but then it just kind of like relaxes. You may find out you can do more wash and goes easily. Your twist outs are a little more defined. Your hair bounces back quicker from straightening. That's normal porosity. You can get away with a regular wash and shampoo, and you can get away with a regular condition, detangle, and go about your day. And with that, with normal porosity, you want to deep condition. I would say you can get by with regular conditioner. You should still keep up your deep conditioning weekly to maintain your normal porosity. However, you only need to do protein treatments every maybe month or every other month. You really don't need a lot of protein because you're already pretty balanced, okay? Now, with the low porosity, I think I mentioned, but I'll say it again. If you want to do protein treatments, you only do them monthly. You only need them monthly. Your focus is deep conditioning weekly, okay? Now, let's transition into high porosity. Oh wait, someone mentioned something. Let me not miss it. Yes, I have dermatitis and have to wash my hair every week. My dermatologist gave me a shampoo to use, so I'm using it for a month only. Okay, absolutely. I feel the same way. I have to wash my hair weekly, not just because I have to, but I actually want to. My hair is very oily. That's another feature about people's hair. My hair is oily, so I need to wash my hair within a week. And I'm tender head, so my hair is oily. It will actually make my scalp tender from my hair weighing it down. I can actually feel it. So you're not alone, sis. Okay, with high porosity, your hair is sinking to the bottom of the glass. You all won't believe this. Devine's hair is still floating at the top. So with high porosity, your hair is sinking to the bottom. That means you have gaps in your hair, meaning water is going in and it's going straight out. It's receiving moisture quick, it frizzes up, it goes boom, and then it leaves. It comes in, messes up the whole shebang, and it's out of here. That's high porosity. You may find your hair being more brittle. It's more dry to the touch. Yeah, my hair still is dry with low porosity, but it's a whole nother dry when you're talking about high porosity hair. with those hair gaps. You have hair gaps because the protein in your hair is supposed to fill that gap. So you need protein treatments weekly. You need protein treatments weekly because all of those gaps, that water is going right through your hair. And you know how it is when you have something that's super dry already. Right, it's just snapping and crackling and popping. Like, that's it. You don't get anything else. So you want to use the protein treatment to fill in the gap. When you fill in the gap, the water and the moisture will come into the hair better and leave it better. Okay? Hi, thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, come on in. So that's high porosity. Now let's talk a little bit about products and what to do with your porosity. So based on what I said about porosity, drop in the chat and what you think is your porosity. Because I want to see who's really here so I can tell you what you really need. Okay? So drop that in the chat really quick. I'm going to grab this question while you all let me know what your porosity is. Because some of you guys probably you were doing your test while we were doing this live. So let me know what your results are. Are you low, normal, or high? So, can you have more than one type of porosity? I am so glad you asked. Okay, I'm getting two highs over here. Okay. You are so right. You can definitely have multiple porosities. Okay? Let me tell you how. When I tested my hair, I did the 4 corners. So I took a piece of hair from the left front, left back, right back. And I wanted to see what truly was my hair porosity. And because I know that I have different textures of hair, I also am suffering from heat damage. I am trying to transition from that. So I knew that I would have different hair types and porosities all over my head. I actually have different curl patterns as well. So I knew that I would have different results. And even then, I still had low porosity all over my head. I thought that I had different ones though, because I tried the center of my head. The center of my head, my crown, is high porosity. Everything around it is low. So you can definitely do the same thing and test out multiple quadrants of your hair so you don't miss it. Okay? And so that you can still check that out. You can do that. So I'm getting 2 lows, I think 3 or 4 highs. So we have a little bit of everything, but no one is normal. You know what? It's hard. It's hard for us to get this normal porosity, but we're going to try, okay? Okay, so, but you just put heat to your hair now. Yeah. For my straightening, let me know what you mean, because I want to make sure I'm answering your question. But yes, so test the 4 quadrants of your hair, and then see what you get. See what results you get. Remember, if it floats, it's low. If it is in the middle, it's normal. And if it sinks, it's high. Okay? Drop your questions now in the box or in the chat so I can make sure that I address everything for you guys, because I don't want to miss it. Okay, I got another low porosity. Yeah, for low porosity Devine, it's hard out here for a low porosity chick. I feel like if you know what, high is pretty hard too, because you have to have a routine. You have to really incorporate that routine to maintain your hair and make sure that you prevent breakage and you prevent split ends and prevent product buildup, because that's real too. That can clog your follicles, and that's not good for your hair too. Okay, I'm getting more low porosities. Let's see. Yes, for your straight. You're asking like, what's my hair porosity with my hair straight? Make sure I'm answering that right. I was low porosity, then I dyed my hair, and now it's high porosity. Yep. Yep. What happened with that is, of course we know that with dye and coloring, it strips the hair, and it breaks the bonds sometimes. And so by doing that, you probably have gaps in your hair now. So you want to fill in the gaps with the protein treatment weekly. Okay, she said yes. So I'm not going to test my hair straight because this is not my natural state. So I'm glad you brought that up. That's a very good point. When you're doing your porosity test, you want your hair to be in its natural state, clean, dry. Natural, clean, dry. If I took a straight piece of hair, I mean, I could, because I shed a lot. That's actually a split end right there. Let's see what it does. But with straight hair, your hair has already changed. It's already manipulated. So if you put a straight piece of hair in the water, it's not going to bounce back like you think when you wet your hair. And I know that's definitely a thought. Is that, okay, my hair is straight, and when it rains, is my hair gonna poof up? Like, yes. But the porosity test isn't truly going to tell you that, okay? Same thing if your hair is straight and you put products in it to make it curly. You have all that product protecting the hair and preventing the water from getting in it. So if you do a porosity test with hair with product on it, your results are not going to be accurate. So I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you. I feel with low, you have to use more product. Absolutely. Me and some of the mavens, we call it mavens after dark, we call it the big scoop. Okay, where you take your hand and you go like this. Okay, fingers touching and scoop. That's how you need to apply your product if you have low porosity. Why? Because that product is really sitting on top of your hair. And what happens is you use so much product trying to put more moisture in. But if you do your deep condition weekly with heat and you do it with that routine, you could possibly use less product. Here, I'll also say this. I had it in my notes as well. Low porosity, you need to use lightweight products. So yeah, you use more, but they're lightweight. What does that mean? Hair milks, refreshing sprays, leave-in sprays, leave-in conditioners that aren't really heavy, they're more creamy. That's low porosity. If you're high porosity, you need to do big scoops, but you're doing it with butters. You're doing it with heavy oils. You're doing it with, what was the other one I had on there? Oh, moisturizing shampoos. You're using more products that are going to put in the moisture into your hair. With a low porosity hair, you're going to be using more products that are hydrating. Okay, you don't necessarily need to moisturize. You need to hydrate. You need to get the water and the moisture in there, which is a very good point. At the end of the day, if you are a natural and you are styling your hair with product, you need to use a lot of product regardless. When you're styling your hair, the product is what's going to help your hair the most and carry it. It will never weigh it down if you match your porosity with the type of product that you're using. So if you are low and you're putting in butters, your hair is going to weigh down. And you probably will feel it. And your hair might have the white cast on there. It's because that product is way too heavy. It's not sinking in. And you didn't use the heat to begin with. So your hair has not opened up and that product's just sitting there. So that is definitely, I hope that helped any Devine in these lives today and on YouTube. Match your porosity with your product and I'm sure you will get better results with your hairstyles. Okay, got a couple questions and then we are done for the night. Look at us, Devines. Okay, so does the porosity affect how often you have to wash your hair? Yes. So technically, yes. Let me give you the first answer. The first answer is you need to wash your hair within 7 to 10 days. That's no matter what your porosity is. You should be washing your hair between 7 and 10 days. It doesn't have to be a heavy wash. It doesn't have to be a clarifying shampoo where it's stripping your hair of the oils. You need a hydrating, a moisturizer, or a detangling shampoo every 7 to 10 days. That's the first thing. But if you have high porosity hair where the water's in and out, you need to be doing your hair weekly regardless because you need protein treatments. You need to fill those gaps so you can beat it so that your hair doesn't break off. With the low porosity hair, your hair hasn't received moisture in weeks, sis. So you just need water on your scalp just to have water on your scalp. So that is going to bring you back to weekly because you need to deep condition weekly. So your conditioning is actually determining your shampoo, and your deep conditioning is determined by your porosity. So with low porosity, should we use more moisturizing spray and not butters, etc.? Absolutely. If you have low porosity, you need to be using lightweight products. You need to be using lightweight products. If you have high porosity hair, you need to be using heavy products. So heavy products are butters, thick oils. Light products are leave-in sprays, hair milks, and lightweight oils. A lightweight oil is when you put it in your hand and it's just like smearing everywhere. It has a lot of movement. You rub it in, it's not sticky. A heavy oil is when you put it on there, it's a dollop and it slowly moves. And when you rub it in, it's really sticky and thick. Okay, we got a couple other questions too. Okay, so let's address these. Will you say using a plastic cap while deep conditioning considered heat? Good question. If you're using a plastic cap by itself, so you wash your hair with hot water, so you know how your hair has that little steam off the scalp, you put a cap on, it's okay, but you're going to have to sit in it longer. So you're going to have to wear that cap for about an hour. If you wear that cap and get under the hooded dryer or the blow-up dryer, you know, where you put the cap on, you put the blow dryer on and it poofs up, the puffy blow dryer, you can use that. Or you can microwave the felt bonnet. Have you guys seen it? It's called like a hot cap or a heat cap. You put the bonnet in the microwave and put that over your plastic cap. That will put the heat and let it just go right to your scalp. Those are ways to speed up the process. Okay? Put the heat with it if you're low porosity and you'll get better results. Yes. Same thing actually if you are high porosity. You can use a little heat, you just don't need much. But you do need to have that deep condition and you do need that protein treatment. So great question. Let's see, the next question was, how often should I do moisturizing deep conditioners now that the porosity has changed? Okay, so this Devine was saying how she had low porosity and she dyed her hair and now it's high porosity. So you need to change your routine. You need to change your routine to doing more protein treatments and deep conditioning weekly. That is how your conditioning has changed. So you do a deep condition and you do a protein treatment. If you want to know the order, it shouldn't really matter, but you could put the protein in first and then moisturize and coat it over it if you want, and then rinse that off. You can definitely do that. But yes, and how often? Like I said, weekly. And I think I have one more. Okay, the product question of the night. What Mayo products can I use for low porosity hair? Let me tell you all the tea, sus, because I told you I'm low porosity. So, low porosity, rice water, the rice water collection, hands down, phenomenal. The Essential collection, where everything is white and pink by itself, it's like the first line. That one is a great one. They have a white peony leave-in conditioner, and they have a I don't want to tell you about. Okay, so the Babasu mint conditioner is a protein heavy deep conditioner. If you are low porosity and you want to do your protein treatments every month, then do the Babasu mint. Okay, the weekly though, you only need to use the hydrating conditioner from the Mangango oil line. That one is hot pink and it helps with straightening styles like I did today. In terms of the rice water hair milk line, you can use everything from that line. The hair milk is bomb. The hair milk from the Essential line, the avocado hair milk, phenomenal. I've actually mixed the avocado hair milk and the rice water hair milk together, and it was phenomenal. It was great. Yes, someone said the avocado hair milk is the best moisturizer. Yes, it's fantastic. It's just heavy enough, but it's also light enough. I will point this out again. We're talking about these Mayo products, and you know your porosity. I told you my coupon code is in the link in the bio. So go get your products and get the discounts now, because honestly, you would also help me be a top maven, and I could go somewhere, like go on a trip or like win some prizes or something. So help us out, get the products on with your new percentage, and just let me know. But no, for real, any reviews or anything you have for me, if you have taken a hairstyle that I've done on live or showed you how, please send me a picture, tag me in it. I want to see it, I want to share it. So, but yes, Those are all good products for low porosity. But hold on, Devines that are high porosity, I'm not going to leave you out. Even though you didn't ask me the question, I'm still going to tell you. If you are high porosity, you want to definitely dip into that Babassu Mint Deep Conditioner. Absolutely. You're going to love that. You're going to love the pomegranate and honey. Let me tell you the whole thing, okay? So you know what to search. That hair collection is phenomenal. It smells phenomenal. I, as a low porosity type 4 queen, can still use pomegranate and honey. And let's be clear, with Mael, you can use all of the products. It does not matter your hair type. It does not matter your porosity. However, certain ones are better for who you are and what you are. So if you wanted to do a virtual session or in-person session, let me know and I can do with your hair. We could do your test for you and I can look at the hair that you have and tell you exactly what is meant for you and match it to you. So no worries. I got you, sis. I think I hit all the questions. We did good tonight. I love you guys. So definitely keep me posted. Remember to love your locks and looks. Tag me in all your pictures. Let me know what you got. If you want to know the details on this straightening process, give me some hearts. Drop them in. I will put the video together. I will load it up for you. I will get it up. I will get it ready and queued up. So I have one more question. Ooh, you caught me, sis. What are the steps for high and low porosity tests? So if you missed it earlier, you need a room temp glass of water, natural, dry, clean hair. Drop it in the water. Within the first 3 seconds, you should know what your hair is doing. Did it float? It's low. If it's in the middle, it's normal. If it sinks, it's high. Get your notes. Get your notes. Okay? Thanks, Devine. Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. And remember to add a little bit of self-care and some self-love into your routine, okay? Peace.